What's good? What's good, man? If it's your first time kicking it with me, I'm Coach J. I'm the high performance hypnotist. I hypnotize athletes, entrepreneurs, executives, founders, day traders, real estate agents, man, you name it. I'm a big believer that every problem is a thinking problem. So what I do for my clients is I adjust their thinking. Imposter syndrome is a thinking problem. Second guessing yourself is a thinking problem. Procrastination, burnout, habits, it's all a thinking problem. If you change the way you think, the behavior will change itself. Most people spend way too much time working on the behavior when the behavior was never the problem. So we solved the problem. And one of the things that most people are surprised about when we first started to do this work is you don't solve problems by focusing on problems. You got to understand that every problem has an equal opposite called a solution. And you solve problems by focusing on solutions. Most people spend way too much time on the problem. They talk about the problem, think about the problem, get their journal, write about the problem. Get on YouTube, watch videos about the problem, get on their knees, pray about the problem. All this time giving no attention to the solution. And that's where all the good shit at. All the good ideas is at the solution. All the people who can help you, they are part of the solution. All the resources are a part of the solution, and you focusing on the problem, and that's the problem. Take your attention off the problem, man. But we're going to slow down a little bit, give people time to get in here. Yeah, if it's your first time coming in, put a 1 in the chat. And I need y'all to be active in the chat, man. Understand that this is not a podcast. If you want podcasts, go on our YouTube channel. Over 700 videos if you just want to listen. But when we go on the live stream, I want feedback. I want people talking. I want people interacting. So come in with that in mind. We'll get an algorithm time to do its job, time to put the right people in here. And we'll move from there. What's going on, Medium? Thanks for the taps. First taps of the day. Let's go. And as you come in, let me know where you're tapping in from. I'm in Dallas, Texas with it. There we go. Now we got the algorithm moving. See how y'all tap? The stuff start going? Yeah. Help me, help y'all, help us. Tap the screen, man. Tap the screen. George in the building. Let's go. What's up, Yos? Yos? Is it Yos? George, okay. What's up? What's up? Thanks for the repost. Let's go. So people who just tapping in, man, I'm Coach J. I'm the high performance hypnotist. I coach bosses. I work with athletes, entrepreneurs, executives, founders, day traders, realtors, poker players, lawyers. I got all types of clients, but I help them overcome things like imposter syndrome, second guessing themselves, fear of public speaking, burnout, procrastination, help them with making new habits, dissolving old unnecessary habits, and help them remember who they are, man. Because the fact of the matter is you could be, do, and have anything you desire. Anything you desire. Nothing is off limits. If you can think it, you could do it. But if you can't think it, then you can't do it. There's a lot of people trying to do stuff that they can't think. You got to be able to hold it in your head before you can hold it in your hands. Think about it. Everything happens in your head first. What's up, King? Everything happens in your head first. When you wake up in the morning and you getting dressed, you get dressed in here first. You go in here and say, okay, it's cold or it's warm. Okay, I think I'm gonna wear some sleeves today. I think I'm gonna wear this today. Oh, I got that meeting today. I'm gonna put this on. You get dressed in here, then you get dressed out there. When it comes to simple things like eating, you go in here and say, yeah, I ate that yesterday. I got to cut back on the red meat I've been doing too. You know, I think I'm going to do some chicken wings. Yeah, I could go for some wings. You go in here first, and then you go out there. Oh, just pull up, Latricia. You're going to get hypnotized just by being in here. So I'm Coach J. I've been doing hypnosis for 20 years, man. So I talk like a hypnotist. Embedded commands, anchors, reframes, double binds. It's in my language on accident. So if you just ain't got in here, you're going to start to think different. Where I'm at, I'm in Dallas, Texas. But I can only read your words. Your voice is in our heads or in our presence, but you can only read our words. Come to the workshops, man. Every Wednesday and Thursday, we do a workshop. We do those on Zoom. So y'all get to talk, ask questions, interact, and we get way more in-depth in the workshops than we do on Zoom because in the workshops, I'm on my whiteboard or I'm sharing things from my computer. We get deep. Oh, just meet me on Zoom then, Latricia. I got clients all over the world. I'm about 50-50. About 50% of my clients are here local in the Dallas area. But I put a lot of stuff out on TikTok and YouTube, so we got clients everywhere. They got you going to therapy on the 25th. Go with some goals, man. Go with some intentions. Therapy can be a really good thing if you're going with, what do you want? Like, I'm not going to say where you're being not important, but the goal is to get where you want to be. Then to decide, well, you got this, though. Is the workshop free? No, the workshop is $149. It gets you access to both days. This week and next week are already sold out. But I'm not looking at a calendar. Whatever the Wednesday after next is, we got some tickets available for those. How y'all day going, though, man? What y'all up to? Week treating y'all good so far? Thanks for the touts. Let's keep tapping, man. Let's keep sharing the live. Let's get into it. At some point, we'll probably get into the 5 C's, the success formula. I'm a street smart therapist and a guidance counselor. They just book smart. For sure. What's up, user? How you doing? It's power in both. You need to find you a book smart person to link up with. I tell my son and my daughter that all the time. My daughter, high intellect, brilliant. My son, he's street smart, just high EQ. His emotional intelligence is through the roof. I'm like, man, if y'all just stick together, it ain't nothing y'all can't do. Nothing y'all can't do. Nothing y'all can't do. Hey, somebody's comments got filtered. Don't know what you said. TikTok didn't like it. What y'all got up for today, man? What y'all getting into? I'm going to hang out with y'all until my first appointment. I got an 11 a.m., but until then, I get to kick it with y'all. So I probably jump off around 10:50 or something like that. Just give myself time to switch gears. Look over my notes. Where the rest of y'all tapping in from? I know we got George in the building. Try to say about bipolar schizophrenic because I mean what I say and wear AirPod. Man, don't take no labels that don't fit. Don't even defend what they say you not. Just be who you are, man. Jackson, Mississippi in the building. Set some goals out in front of you, man. And instead of defending that, put all that energy into those goals. You ain't never heard a tree grow, but the next time you go outside, just look around. You ain't got to defend your character. The energy you would use to defend it, and just use that energy building what you know you are, being who you know you are. For sure. Just fully be you with goals, because being you without goals just going to move you in circles. But being who God created you to be while knowing that you got purpose, you ain't even got to go on the defense. Just build. For sure, but like, there's nothing wrong with living in the moment, but when you living in the moment without an end goal, you might do some shit that was smart in that moment, but because you didn't have an end goal, it wasn't ultimately smart for where you want to go. That makes sense. Like, you feel me? So live in the moment, be fully in the moment, but at some point you gotta like step back from the moment and ask yourself, where would I like to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now? Then you go back to living in the moment, but with that in mind. And once you do that, fuck what they say. Like, you know where you headed. When you don't know where you headed, what they say gonna have a lot of weight. But when you know where you headed, like, yeah, that's background. Like, bro, you don't. Of course, you don't get it. You don't know the vision. You don't know where I'm headed. But yeah, but not how to break. Like people always focus on the breaking out, but more the focus got to go into where are you going once you break out. Because if you break out and you ain't got nowhere to go, you might well stay in. So where am I going? Now, what am I running from? Where am I going? What am I building? That's That's what the party. Like I wanted to get out of the military, but if I got out of the military without having this to step into, I might as well stayed in the military. Because now I'm at home sitting on the couch, like, damn. You got that now? Well, yeah. If you got that, you straight. If you holding it in your head, if you just keep holding it in your head, it'll show up in your hands. The ideas will find you, the relationships will find you, the opportunities will find you. Your job is to be just to be the version of yourself that can capitalize on the opportunities when they show up. That's it. That's it. What's going on, Lena? How you doing this morning? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. You playing GTA and chess. Like I hear you. That's metaphorical, but what does it mean? What does it mean? I know, like, but that's just a title. And that ain't the title you gave you. That's the title others gave you. What's like how do you define you? Like if I wanted to be you, what would I need to know? What would I need to believe? What would I need to expect to convince people who really knew you that I was you? Don't ever just let somebody hand you a title. That's hypnosis. That's the definition of hypnosis. Letting something outside of you control your neurology. Letting something outside of you tell your endocrine system what to do. I tell my endocrine system what to do. I tell my nervous system what to do. You don't get to tell my nervous system what to do. You don't get to tell my feelings what to do. You don't get to tell my thoughts what to do. And that goes for people I love and people I don't give a. My mom don't get to tell my endocrine system what to do. My wife don't get to tell my endocrine system what to do. Nobody gets to tell my endocrine system what to do but me. Nobody gets to tell my nervous system what to do but me. So it might be some aspects of that like YN title that you like. But take what you like, take what serves you, and throw the rest of that shit back. Say, I'll take the vigor, I'll take the fearfulness, I'll take the spontaneity, I'll keep the rest of this shit though. Take what you want out of that and hand them the rest of that shit back. Thanks for the taps, Deborah. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. What y'all got going on, man? Yep. What's up, Kaya? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Let's get these taps, guys. The fact that Wayne broke 1,000 is crazy. Y'all help Deborah tap. Yeah, y'all help Deborah tap. I'm chilling, man. They here hanging out until my 11 o'clock. People not living by the book. They tried to force on the. Appreciate you, Kaya. I know, okay, but shit, talking about that it's circular. Where you going? Fuck that. That's the past. That's like chewing 5-day-old gum. Where you going? What are we building? What we doing? What's next? You don't work on problems. You start problems. I'm telling you. Like people wonder how I do what I do with my clients in an hour. You'd be surprised what 60 minutes on a solution, like 60 minutes focused toward a solution. You'll be surprised what it could do, man. You'll be surprised with 60 minutes of like getting clear and calibrating to that clarity, coming out of metaphor and just talking about real, specific, measurable thing, man. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. What's going on, LB? Thanks for the taps. Kaya. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you. For people who just coming in, man, I'm Coach Jay. I'm a high performance hypnotist. What's up, Quinn? I coach bosses, man. I work with athletes, entrepreneurs, executives, founders, day traders, poker players, real estate agents. I work with all types of people, man. But I teach them how to think. Imposter syndrome is a thinking problem. Second guessing yourself is a thinking problem. Procrastination, fear of success, fear of public speaking, all of that is a thinking problem. If you change the way you think, the behavior will change itself. Most people spend too much time trying to change the behavior, not the thinking that created the behavior. You don't got to change the behavior. You don't got to change the bank account. Change your thinking. Change your thinking and watch what happens to the bank account. Change your thinking and watch what happens to your body and your emotions and the way that you walk in the rooms. Change how you value yourself. Change what you expect. Change your narrative of what's going on in the world. And when you change your narrative, I promise it's going to be reflected back to you. What's going on, Jesus? How you doing? I promise you it's going to be reflected back to you. If you could think it, you could do it. If you can't think it, you can't do it. If you can think it, you can do it. If you can't think it, you can't do it. There's a lot of people trying to do a lot of stuff that they can't think. If you can't do it in your unlimited imagination, how you gonna do it out there? How you gonna do it out there? What's up? What's up? How you doing? What do you want? You gotta answer that question. What do you want? Knowing what you don't want is not the same thing as knowing what you want. A lot of people sitting in the back of the taxi telling the driver where not to take the, hey, don't take me to the mall. I hate the mall. It's too expensive. Cool. Where you going? Good morning, Devet. How you doing? Welcome back. Welcome back. Where are you going? Stop spending so much time on the problem. Stop putting so much energy into the problem. You are a creator. And because you're a creator, you create on accident. But you create in terms of what you focus on. When you focusing on the problem, guess what? You creating in the direction of the problem. You creating excuses. You creating limitations. You creating reasons why it won't work by putting your attention on the problem. Start putting your attention on your solution. And watch how you start creating ideas. Watch how you start creating relationships. Watch how you start creating opportunities and situations that brings that idea into fruition. We live in an ocean of motion. Nothing sits still. My desk is right here. It look like it's sitting still. Put it under a microscope. It'll blow your mind. Nothing is sit still. Nothing is at rest. Everything is moving, but like energy attracts. Become what you desire to be. Stop desiring it and be it. If you be it, you'll accidentally do it. And if you do it, you'll accidentally have it. You're right, I'm not hypnotizing you for. You haven't paid an invoice. That's like walking up to a shelf and saying, you're not cooking me a steak. You're like, you're right. You haven't ordered one. I didn't ask to hypnotize you for. You came here. I got a list of people on the schedule waiting to be hypnotized by me today for. Fall back, man. Back at the Walmart brand. Whatever I put on. Y'all are funny, man. It's like walking up to a lawyer. You're not defending me in court. Like, you're right. You're not my client. You haven't paid my retainer. Y'all are silly. But man, for people who just joining in, I'm Coach Jay. I'm a high performance hypnotist. I coach bosses, man. I coach athletes, entrepreneurs, executives, founders, day traders, real estate agents. Help them overcome things like imposter syndrome, second guessing themselves, fear of success, fear of public speaking, burnout, work-life balance. All of that stuff, because every problem is a thinking problem. Every problem is a thinking problem. If you could think it, you could do it. If you can't think it, that's your problem. You got to learn how to think it. You got to hold it in your head. You got to understand it's not your job to tell your body what to do. It's like you got to, in the military, chain of command was very important. You didn't just jump the chain. You talk to your sergeant to talk to the shop chief, your shop chief will take it to the first sergeant will talk to the commander. You don't just go to the commander's office. You got to start running you the same way. You don't tell your body what to do. You program your mind, and your mind tells your body what to do. Your mind tells your hands what to do and your mouth what to do and your body language what to do. You shouldn't be consciously trying to tell your shoulders to go back. Your shoulders should go back as a result of how you feel. Your shoulders should go back as a result of how you feel about yourself, how you think about yourself, how you value yourself. You shouldn't be using willpower to hold your head up and to speak clearly. Your head should go up and your words should come out with certainty based on how you define you. You don't got to start speaking different. You got to start defining you different. You got to value you different. It's gonna be exactly, Chris. It's gonna be done on earth as it is in heaven. Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all of these things will be added unto you. What's up, Corey? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. How y'all doing, man? Get on in here. Don't let up on the taps. I know y'all start listening and y'all go into podcast mode. Hey, Prolific, thanks for getting your daily heart me. Keep those taps going, man. With the amount of value that we add every time we get on here, it ain't no reason we should ever have less than 100,000 taps. What's going on, Bobby? Grand Rising. What's up, Sean? Peace, God. How you doing? Y'all get on in here, man. Tap, 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 tap. Share, 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 share. Grab your daily heart meat, because that's how you get your boss badge. Then learning the truth. Yeah, but where we going? Master Panhandler for sure. I don't know about Hypnotist. Everything ain't for everybody here. It's an open door policy. The door work both ways. Stay, don't stay. Nah, I don't care, bro. Thanks for the taps. Thanks for the taps. For sure. And you got to have that mind that was in Christ. He's not trying to hypnotize you, but stay a little while and happen and you won't even know it. All right, Quinn, you don't explain stuff. You don't explain stuff to people who value from misunderstanding you. You don't explain stuff to people who find value in misunderstanding you. That's part of their identity. They go against the grain. That's how they get their fulfillment. Fill your cup and leave. Just fill the cup. You just let them do it. What's up? And it helps the algorithm. Let them talk. Yeah. You waste so much energy trying to. I got teenagers. If I just want to go give lectures and talk and iron people, I got 2 teenagers. I ain't got time for no grown up. I got teenagers, nieces and nephews and little cousins if I want to go get on somebody's head. A grown-ass man on the internet? Nah. Not doing it. Not doing it. What's going on, S? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. So how y'all day going, man? It's hump day, Wednesday, middle of the week. Yeah, we got the energy going good in the live. We got 4,000 taps. Appreciate all of y'all. Appreciate you, man. If you could think it, you could do it. If you can't think it, you can't do it. You got to start thinking on purpose. You got to start thinking on purpose. You got to understand that when I hypnotize somebody, I run a 3-step process. Grand Rising, Amanda. Recuperating, shape back. I run a 3-step process. Get the attention. Bypass the critical mind, stimulate the subconscious. She getting her teeth, King. Get the attention, bypass the critical mind, stimulate the subconscious. That's what I'm doing when I hypnotize people. But you got to understand that when you get on TikTok, guess what happens? They get your attention. They bypass your critical mind. They stimulate your subconscious. When you get in an argument and you going back and forth with somebody, guess what they doing? They getting your attention. They bypassing your critical mind. They stimulating your subconscious. What's up, Therese? If you go to a comedy show and you start laughing, guess what's happened? That comedian got your attention. He bypassing your critical mind. He's stimulating your subconscious. You getting hypnotized all day long. You just got to start getting hypnotized on purpose. You getting hypnotized, but the problem is you letting everybody hypnotize you except for you. You letting everybody tell your endocrine system what to do except for you. You letting everybody tell your nervous system what to do except for you. You letting everybody retrain your reticular activation system except for you. You letting people ruin your day. You letting people get you off track. You letting people shift your mood. Knock it off. You got to start getting hypnotized on purpose. You got to start getting hypnotized on purpose. And in order to do that, you got to start living on purpose, man. You got to start waking up on purpose. You got to start rolling out of bed on purpose. You got to set some goals on purpose. And you got to start going after them on purpose. Most people not really going for goals. They just running from what they don't want. That's not the same thing. Not wanting to go out of business is not the same thing as wanting to have a thriving business that's expanding every year. Not wanting to get divorced is not the same thing as wanting to have this relationship that's continuously growing and evolving and the momentum is picking up. You got to start focusing on what you want. Come off of defense. Come off of defense. What do you want? Where are you going? What are you building? When we talk about the 5 C's, the first C is clarity. Everybody's favorite C, I notice, is calibration. People love to calibrate. They want to calibrate. But there is nothing to calibrate without clarity. People love to come to me and say things like, hypnotize me to be a millionaire. Hypnotize me to be confident. Hypnotize. Okay, slow down. Let's get some clarity. If you woke up tomorrow and you were a millionaire, what would you be thinking about? What would you be focused on? How would you view money? What would be your story about money if you were already a millionaire? Jay, I just want the money. Shut the fuck up. This is how you get it. Answer this question. What would be your story about money if you were already a millionaire? What would you expect from money if you were already a millionaire? We use hypnosis to calibrate you to that. When we get you calibrated to that, the millions gonna find you. You gotta understand, money doesn't make millionaires. Millionaires make money. Let me say that again. Money doesn't make millionaires. Millionaires make money. If you just become a millionaire, you're going to start. Guess who come up with $1 million ideas? Millionaires. How are you going to come up with $1 million idea if you're not a millionaire? When you're not a millionaire, $1 million investment feels like a scam. When you're not a millionaire, $1 million investment feels like a scam. When you living in poverty, when you living in not enough, a scam sound like a hookup. When you living in not enough, a stolen laptop that you can get for half of the price sound like a hookup. And a real investment sound like a scam. Let that sink in. When you living in not enough and the gas is too high and the government is only getting worse and the tariffs and nobody can afford to make it in. When you living in that reality, buying food stamps for $50 sound like a come up. Buying a laptop for half the price sounds like a come up. And then an investment like, hey man, you're going to put in $1,200 into this and over the next 2 years, so you think I'm just finna give you $1,200? An investment sound like a scam when you living in not having. And a scam sound like an investment when you living in that. That's how frequency works. You got to start to look at your frequency like sunglasses. You got to start to look at your frequency like sunglasses. If you put on some blue sunglasses, everything you look at is going to have a tint of blue to it. I see your question, Emily. I'm going to come to it. If you put on some red sunglasses, everything you look at going to have a tint of red to it. If you put on not enough sunglasses, everything you could be staring abundance in the face, and you're going to see not enough when you look at abundance. But if you put on your abundant sunglasses, if you put on your entrepreneur sunglasses, if you put on your millionaire sunglasses, you're going to see millions when you look at the most desperate of situations. Because you don't see the world as it is, you see the world as you are. You don't got to change the world, you got to change you. And that starts with changing your thoughts and feelings. And that's how you do it, Emily. Your reality not going to change until your thoughts and feelings change. Expecting your reality to change before you change what's going on in here, that's like me looking at this camera and saying, I'll smile when he smiles. I really want to smile. Well, Jay, why you want you to smile? I'm not smiling till he smiles. What I got to smile for if he not smiling? Your bank account not going to get rich till you get rich. The numbers on that scale not going to move until your thoughts and feelings move. Does that make sense? I work with a lot of athletes. I always tell my athletes, you don't get a trophy and then become a champion. What happens is you become a champion. You become a champion. Now, when you become a champion, you're going to start practicing different. When you become a champion, you're going to start walking different. You're going to start watching film different. You're going to start talking to your teammates different. You're going to start listening to your coach different. You're going to start receiving criticism different when you become a champion. You're going to start accidentally showing up to practice early and leaving practice late because that's the type of stuff the champions do. You're going to start accidentally holding yourself to a higher standard because that's the type of stuff the champions do. You're going to start accidentally holding your teammates to a higher standard because that's the type of stuff the champions do. And you're going to accidentally get a trophy because that's the type of stuff the champions do. Now, if you're waiting to get a trophy to step into that identity, you'll never get the trophy because the trophy doesn't create the identity. The identity creates the trophy. Like, you out of your mind if you think Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, if you think they wait until playoffs to become a champion. No, they thinking champion thoughts in the regular season. Kobe Bryant thinking champion thoughts in the offseason. Kobe Bryant kept his same routine going that he run during the regular season, during the offseason. He wake up champion. He eat champion. He tie his shoes as a champion. He drink his water as a champion. And you think you going to turn your champion on when the playoffs get here and you finna compete with somebody who been running champion consistently for the last decade of his life? You done lost your rabbit ass mind. You using willpower trying to do what his cells have just learned to do automatically. Make it make sense. You think you finna willpower your way through somebody who has an internal dialogue, who has the belief system, who has the thought system, who has the work ethic is a result of what's going on out here. People think willpower cannot be the center of your self-development strategy. Willpower cannot be the center of your self-development strategy. If willpower is the center of your self-development strategy, I'm not surprised you don't got the results you want. Because you competing against people who not running off of willpower, they running off of passion. They running off of programming. They running off of identity. Like a lot of times I might give a talk or somebody might see me somewhere and I'm hypnotizing people and they see the result of what I'm going, and they say, oh, I like that result. I want that result. But what they got to understand is that result was the last piece of the equation. There was a lot of thoughts that preceded that result. There was a lot of feelings that preceded that result. It was a lot of internal dialogue shifting that preceded that result. It was a lot of identity building that preceded that result. And if you want that result without all the shit that gave birth to that result, and you competing against a person who loved it so much he would do it independent of the result, you finna get your ass washed. You saw that girl on TikTok doing lashes. You saw that girl on TikTok doing lashes, and you saw her making money doing lashes. And you said, "Ooh, I want to make money. I want to make money online." So you tried to start doing lashes, but what you don't understand is that girl like doing lashes. That girl been doing lashes on her Barbies before she even was worried about money. She been into makeup. That's something she would do for absolutely free. And you finna go compete against this girl who would do that for absolutely free. You finna go compete against somebody who during their free time they watching YouTube videos about that thing. You finna go compete against somebody who, if you go on a TikTok For You page and you just start scrolling, it's lashes, brows, lashes. You finna go compete against somebody who it's not even gonna be fair. It's not even gonna be fair. What are you called to do? What are the things that what are the areas of your life where your 50% look like a lot of people's 100%? What's going on, Paul? How you doing? I suggest you start playing over there. Stop chasing money, because the harder you chase it, the faster it run from you. Stop chasing it. Be who you are and watch how it flows to you. You could be doing have anything you desire, but you got to start thinking on purpose. If you could think it, you could do it. If you can't think it, you can't do it. Your only limit in life is you, man. Take your foot off the brake. Smash the gas. Take your foot off the brake and smash the gas. I'm telling you, man. What's up, Rick? Thanks for the likes, man. Anybody got any questions about anything we talked about so far? About anything at all that we talked about so far? Got to keep an eye on time. Time be moving. Thanks for the follow, Paul. Thanks for the taps, Quinn. Let's go. Peace. What's up, Empress? How you doing? What is up? We in here vibing, man. Talking about the fact that you could be, do, and have anything you desire. Talking about how nothing can stop you except for you, and how your only limitation is you. Your only limitation is your own imagination. If you just stretch your imagination, man, listen. If you just start using your imagination different, you'll be surprised how you start making more money. You'll be surprised how you start eating different, how you start hanging out with different people. You got to start using your imagination on purpose. You got to understand that people are out to capture your imagination because they understand the value of attention. You got to understand it's a reason that people pay billions of dollars. It's a reason that people will pay billions of dollars to own a media network. It's a reason somebody will pay billions of dollars to own a social media platform. Because if I can control your focus, if I can control what you see and how much of it you see, I can control your behavior. I can control how you vote. I can control what you buy. If you got to start realizing the power of your attention, you got to start realizing the power of your focus. When I'm hypnotizing somebody, step one is capture the attention. And it's really easy because most people just get their attention away. They not doing anything with. They ain't got no goals. They not working on nothing definite. So they just, hey, you want some? Yeah, I got some attention. Most people care about they money more than they care about their attention. Most people, you can get $100 out of them. It's harder to get $100 out of them than it is to get 100 minutes out of them. If you ask them for $100, they got 100 questions. But you tell them you're having a kickback at the house, they'll come over there kicking for 4 or 5 hours. No questions asked. Yeah, I'm coming, bro. Yeah. It should be easier to get $100 out of you than it is to get 100 minutes out of you. $100 will never be as valuable as 100 minutes. You know what you could do with 100 minutes of focused thought? 100 minutes of concentrated thought? Man, better start using your focus on purpose. Better start using your mind on purpose. I'm telling you, if you could think it, you could do it. Look around. Look around. Everything that you see was once just an idea. This microphone was once just an idea. This phone was once just an idea. This soundboard, this laptop, this desk, this rug, this shirt, these words that you're hearing was once just an idea. Everything was an idea. TikTok was once just an idea. But if you look around, you see what happened when you sit with an idea. Now, if you dismiss the idea in its infancy, it never makes it. Or to make it through somebody else, and then somebody else get to live off something that could have been yours. But look around and you see what happened when you sit with ideas, when you entertain ideas, when you keep feeding ideas. And an idea is a lot like a baby. Coach Jay, what you mean an idea is like a baby? Think about a woman when she's pregnant. She don't got to build the baby. She don't walk around with a checklist collecting body parts, collecting cells, collecting organs. She just gives the baby an environment to grow in. And if she just allow the baby to keep growing, the baby gonna build itself. Now, if she abort the baby, it's done. But if she just stay pregnant, the baby gonna build his own heart, his own lungs, his own kid. She get to name the baby. She get to dress the baby. She get to take care of the baby, but she ain't gotta build the baby. I ain't saying the baby don't need her. I'm saying she don't gotta build it. The baby is gonna build itself. The baby wants to be here. The baby wants to come out and play. The ideal wants to be here. The ideal wants to come out and play. You don't got to build the ideal. You just got to stop what ifing it to death. Possible, the one true living God. Amen. For sure, Michael. But does that make sense? You don't got to build out the ideal. The same source that gave you the ideal will give you the rest of the plan. Will give you the opportunities. Will give you the situations. Will put you in the right place at the right time. Saying the right stuff to the right people. You got to stop aborting the idea. You got to stop digging up the seed. You got to leave the seed plant. If you just leave it plant. Look, I didn't come up with Creators Create. I coach bosses, abundant living, identity 2.0, the 5 C's. That stuff found me. I got pregnant. I was in the military and I hated being in the military. Couldn't grow my hair, couldn't wear my nose ring, couldn't grow my beard, couldn't do what I wanted to do, go where I wanted to go when I wanted to do. I got pregnant with a desire for freedom. I got pregnant with this idea that I don't want to play. I want to get paid to do things that I would do for free. I love hypnosis. I love NLP. I love psychology. I love human behavior. I like neuroscience. I like self-development. I want to work with those things daily. And I want to work with high performers. I want to work with go-getters. I want to work with athletes and entrepreneurs and executives and founders. And I want to teach them how to think. I got pregnant with that. And as I got pregnant with that, I started reading some different books. I started listening to some different podcasts. I joined Toastmasters. I learned how to talk in front of people. I just started showing up in different environments, and it just snowballed into what you see. I didn't build it though. I couldn't have planned it out. I got pregnant with a desire, and a desire morphed into this. Does that make sense? Going into 2024, I didn't have any hard set goals. What my intention was going into 24, I said I'm open to meeting people and creating circumstances that allow me to make money doing things that I would do for absolutely free. That's what I impregnated myself with going into 2024. I'm open to new people and situations that allow me to make money doing things that I would do for absolutely free. January 2024, I was on TikTok Live, just like I'm on TikTok Live right now. I met a lady named Nikki came to my room. Nikki, the manifestation consultant. Knowing Nikki, she probably live right now. And she was really impressed by what we was talking about. So she inboxed me. A lot of people inboxed me, but for some reason I opened this one. And she was telling me that she had an event, it wasn't like 3 months consistently, but for January, February, and March, she was going to have a theme for each month. January, I can't remember what January was. February was love and March was money. I don't remember what February was. Probably like goal setting or some shit. But she was like, hey, I would love it if you did a day at my event. Jay, I would like you could talk about what you want to talk about. You could do 10 minutes, you could do an hour, you could do a day. Just let me know what you could do and let me know how much you'll charge me to talk at my event. So I went and looked at her TikTok page, and as I'm looking at her TikTok page, I'm like, oh, she on what I'm on. These are my people. Like I rock with her. I like her. So I messaged her back. I say, hey, what date is your event, and how many people are gonna be there? And she was giving me the rundown. Well, I want to do like this 3-month thing where we're going to take like 1 week out of every month. And we could just start with a day. But after that, if you want to keep going, Nikki, the manifestation consultant. But if you want to keep going after that, you can come to the other days. She said, how much would you charge me? I said, how many people going to be there? She said, I estimate 400 to 500 people to be there. I said, oh, you don't got to pay me to come talk to 400 or 500 people. Just, are you okay with me plugging myself? Are you okay with me being me? Can I talk about whatever I want to talk about? Say whatever I gotta say. She said, wouldn't have it any other way. I said, okay, don't you ain't gotta worry about paying me. I'm gonna get paid. Do the event. It's crazy. We mesh really well. So Nikki said, hey Jay, this can't just be a one and done. What about we do a podcast? Our chemistry is so good, we flow off each other so well. What if we do a podcast? We meet up about 2 days later to record the first podcast, and Nikki like, Jay, screw this. Let's start a school community. We started a school community called Dreams in Action. And over the course of 2024, I made well over $15,000 off of that school community. But that started as a desire. I'm open to people and situations that I can make money doing things that I would do for free. Guess what I did in that school community? This once a week, went live in a private room and coached, did what I was born to do. I didn't have to prepare for the meetings. I didn't have to do research in between. I had to do this. In that community, I met a guy named Thad. Thad is an SEO genius. He can get anything on the first page of Google. After one of the workshops, they asked, hey, Jay, you got 5 minutes? We could talk real quick. I get a lot of those requests. Usually the answer is no. I'm like, I just got finished lecturing. I'm tired. I got a wife and kids who want to spend time with me. I got to go. But something inside of me said, let's talk to Thad. I talked to Thad. Thad had a vision for a business where he had been working with a lot of like construction guys and tree guys, helping them with their SEO. But he wanted to build something for like coaches and therapists, and he wanted to use my business as the proof of concept, so to speak. And we was going to go in as 50-50 partners, and the only thing I had to do was be a hypnotist and introduce him to, other people that I know in the field. And we made thousands of dollars off of that. Then all I had to do was be a hypnotist. Sometimes he would say, hey, Jay, as a hypnotist, how do you feel about this? As a coach, how do you feel about this? As a people helper, how do you? I say, nah, man, I don't like that. Oh, yeah, hey, I like that, but how about you? What you think? All I had to do was give my opinion a few times a week. Made some money there. Then I was working with another guy named Norbert. And I worked with him probably about 6 weeks. He had some things that he wanted to overcome. We accomplished all those things. So after his last meeting, he reached back out and said, hey, man, I got this idea for a hypnosis app. I want to train AI to essentially do what you do for people. I understand it, like at your price point, a lot of people can't afford to do what I just did with you over the course of 6 weeks. I want to build an AI thing that does that, and I need you to help me program it. I say, Norbert, you out your mind if you think I'm teaching AI how to do my job. He said, well, AJ, respectfully, I looked up the top 3 hypnotists in the country. You number one, so I came to you first. But if you don't do it, I'm gonna just go to number two. If he don't do it, I'm gonna go to number. I'm building this thing. Somebody's gonna help me build it. Whoever helps me build it is gonna be a 50-50 partner in this tech company that I'm building. So I slept on it. I said, let me talk to my wife about it. And we talked about it, and we ended up doing it. That thing will be in the App Store before the end of this year, and it's projected to do stupid numbers. People are excited to invest in it. But that started from me getting pregnant with I'm open to people and situations where I can do things that I would do for absolutely free and make lots of money doing it. It's like, like you don't gotta build the idea. What you gotta do is stop killing the idea. The things will fill in. What you gotta do is start setting intentions. I think a lot of people think when I say you got to get clarity, they think I'm saying step one, step two, step three. I want to leave this company. I want to start working here. Then I want to work here for 6 weeks. And then I want to do this. And then I'm going to meet this person at the coffee shop. That's you. No, no man knows the time or the hour. No, I'm saying I want you. What feelings do I want to take in every day? What do I want? What do I really want? I want freedom. I want choice. I want to wake up when I want to wake up and go to bed when I want to go to bed. I want to be able to give my kids the time and energy they need and still put food on the table and not just bullshit food, good food. I want to flow. I want to do what I'm called to do. Now, it's going to be some vagueness in there. It's going to start vague. And a lot of times in the chat, I know y'all get frustrated with me because y'all tell me what you want. You say, I want financial freedom. And I'm saying, what does that mean? But what I'm saying is keep going. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying keep going. You reaching for the frequency. Keep going. Keep describing it. Because I know for a fact, if I asked you what don't you like about your life, your ass could talk for 15 minutes without taking a breath. Well, Jay, I don't even want to get started with my job. I can't stand my boss. She micromanages me. Her fat ass thinks she know everything. I can't stand her. Without me, she wouldn't even be able to do her job because I am the one who if I ask you about what you don't want, don't even get me started on my husband. It's like he don't see me juggling everything and he can. If I ask you what you don't want, you have mastered that frequency. You can wake up out of your sleep and jump on that frequency. You've mastered that frequency. So what we got to do is we got to start reaching for this up, man. I want freedom. I want choice. I want ease. And you got to understand that you don't build it as you design it. First you design it. People be trying to build it and design it at the same time. That's not how. Like I see this with a lot of entrepreneurs when they like building their business. You trying to build the website as you set the prices, as you design the logo, as you write the copy, as you find your niche. Like no. Close the damn laptop. First off, what do you want to build? Well, Jay, I just want to be. I just think I got to get to this bread. I'm a hustler, Jay. I'm like, okay, you're gonna be hustling for the rest of your life if you don't get some direction around this hustle. If you don't get some clarity around this hustle, and I suggest you take a break from hustling, because what you got to understand with hustling. Hustling is trying to escape the frequency that you don't want. Hustling is running from the problem and not merging with the solution. Hustling is being in the back of the taxi telling the driver, don't take me to the mall. I don't want to go to the mall. I hate the mall. All these little teenagers up there hanging out and stealing. They got on jackets and it's 90 degrees outside and scheming. I don't know what's wrong with this generation, man. When we was growing up, shut up. Where do you want to go? Why are you giving me this long explanation about where you don't want to go? Ask my clients, anybody like who has work with me. Ask them how quick I cut through that. I don't care where you don't want to go. We got a fucking hour. You trying to spend the whole session talking about where you don't want to go. Where do you want to go? You didn't pay me to help you get more clarity about where you don't want to go. You've mastered where you don't want to go. You know where you don't want to go inside and out. You've looked at it from every angle, and that's your problem. You've become the master of where you don't want to go, and you don't know shit about where you want to go. And I say it aggressively like that and get to the point like that because it's called a pattern interrupt. Every cell and every fiber in your body go, oh, shit. And you enter hypnosis, and we can program you to start moving in the opposite direction. What's up, Tia? Thanks for the follow. So answer that question, man. That's what we get into on the Wednesday and Thursday workshops. It's already sold out this week and next week, but 2 weeks from now, if you want, you can get in. But that's what we tackle in those workshops. Wednesday, we get clarity. Thursday, I hypnotize the clarity into your nervous system. Everybody wants to get hypnotized, but you're skipping a step. You're skipping a step. I don't know what to say to you until we get clarity. You don't want me guessing at what you want. This is the problem with that. Imagine that you come up to me and you say, hey, can you hypnotize me to be confident? And I say, yeah, close your eyes, deep sleep. But let's say my confidence is loud and boisterous and center of attention and feeds off of it. Your version of confidence is quiet, collected. I speak when I need to speak. When I don't got anything to say, I shut up. I'm so comfortable with myself that I'm comfortable with silence. Now, I'm hypnotizing you to make you confident, but what's confident to me isn't confident to you. So that's the problem when you walk. I just want to be financially free. You want to be financially free in Louisiana? Or you want to be financially free in California? You want to be financially free in Dubai? Or you want to be financially free? Like what does that mean? You got to define what does that mean? And if you woke up tomorrow and you were financially free, what would be your narrative about money? What would be your narrative about entrepreneurship? Like a lot of times people have fell in love with this narrative of I'm in the grind, I'm making something out of nothing and it's hard and I'm gonna overcome all of the challenges. Then they go out there and manifest all these challenges and blame it on their government. Like, no, your narrative, crazy. You went out there looking for those challenges, and you being the powerful creator you are, you went out there and found them. I remember about 2 years ago, I was working with this guy, really talented artist, but he wasn't making any money. But as I started talking to him, I quickly, like within minutes, saw why he wasn't making no money. He had the identity of struggling artist. He took pride in being a struggling artist. His story was, his whole life was, I'm this struggling artist that nobody understands. And he was manifesting the hell out of that life. Zap that shit right out of him, man. You a viable artist. You couldn't starve if you wanted to. You so talented that you make money on accident, man. You see masterpieces everywhere you look. We changed his perspective. We changed what he saw when he looked in the mirror. Not even 30 days later, he was having a very different reality. Stuff that he had already made, not new stuff he went made, stuff that he had already made. People were buying it now. Master Key System is a great book. I'm actually working through that one right now. Just started back on it about 2 days ago. It's not on my desk because it's on my nightstand, actually. Master Keys is a great book. But is this stuff making sense, man? You don't got to change your life. You got to change your identity. You got to change your perception. You got to change what you focus on. You got to change the story that you tell yourself about what's going on. You change that. Watch what happened to your bank account. Welcome to the family, Marie. Thanks for the follow. Change that and watch what happened to the number on the scale. Change that and watch what happened to your relationships that you want to change. People be wanting to like change relationships and want to keep the mindset that broke the relationship. How you want a better relationship with your mom, but you don't want to stop hating her. Make it make sense. How you want a better relationship with your kid's mom, but you won't come out of his identity if she's a crazy baby. She wasn't too crazy for you to stick with your, never mind, but you got to switch before you can. I tell hypnotists this all the time. If you can't control your thinking from inside of you, how the hell do you expect to change somebody else's from outside of them? If you can't control your endocrine system and your nervous system from inside of you, how do you expect to help somebody else with pain? How do you expect to help somebody else transition? How do you expect to influence somebody from outside of them if you can't influence you from outside of you? You can't even get you out of a rut. You can't even recover from a bad day, and you think you finna go shift somebody else's perspective. Knock it off. You control you and you influence others. But if you can't control you, you're going to find it impossible to influence others. I got a little tense. Woosah. But does that make sense? Stop trying to control the economy. Stop trying to control the government. Stop trying to control your spouse. Use all of that energy to control you and watch how you get different results on accident. Watch how you get different results on accident. Not by force, not by might, but by my spirit, says the Lord of hosts. Be still and know that I am God. It's not by force. It's not by wrestling the problem down to the ground. It is by using your focus on purpose, using your mind on purpose, using your attention on purpose. Stop getting bounced around like a pinball, ending up anywhere and everywhere. What do you want? Most people don't know the answer to that question. Do an experiment, man. Over the next 2 or 3 days, I want you to ask a few people, what do you want? Watch how many people immediately tell you what they don't want. What do you want? Well, I can't stand my job, man. I hate my job. I didn't ask you what you hate. What do you want? I see it all the time in first sessions. I said, hey, what's going on, man? How can I help you? Okay, Coach J, I can't keep doing this, bro. I hate my job, man. I hate my job. I've been at this company for 10 years, bro. I think I done got 2 raises in 10 years. They hired this little silly ass white boy. He at the job and he doing it. Man, he don't even know what he doing. I be saving it. I'll say, okay, hey, let me ask you something. What do you want? What do you want? Well, Jay, I'm just tired of. I didn't ask you what you tired of. I said, what do you want? Well, Jay, I just feel like nobody understands. I didn't ask you what you feel like. What? 1, 2, 3. Wide awake. Snap out of it. He's literally hypnotized by the problem. I said, I'm gonna ask you a question, and before you answer me, I want you to think about what I asked you. Okay? What do you want? Well, Jay, I just want to be happy. That's your problem. That's your problem. When you talk about what you don't want, you got facial expressions, you got hand gestures, you got stories, you got evidence, you got proof, you got this narrative. You got a lot of neural activity about what you don't want. When I ask you what you do want, you just want to be happy. If you were your nervous system, which way would you go? Would you go to this big pile of neural activity with all of this energy, or would you go to this little vague pile of I just want to be happy? If you were your reticular activation system, which side would you be working for? Would you be working for the side with all of the electricity? Or would you be working through the side with this dim, super dim light? If you were your endocrine system, what type of hormones would you be releasing? The problem isn't the problem. Your inability to stop focusing on the problem is the problem. Your inability to stop feeding the problem is the problem. We've all heard the question that if a tree falls and nobody hears it, did it make a sound? Yeah. Put a 1 in the chat. I gotta make sure y'all awake. Have y'all heard that question before? If a tree falls and nobody hears it, did it make a sound? I gotta make sure I ain't talking to a room full of bots. I got some real people here. Okay, cool. I got some real people here. So no, the tree did not make a sound. If nobody was around to hear it, it did not make a sound. It made a vibration. Sound is what happens when vibration comes in contact with an eardrum, and that eardrum translates it to something that the brain can recognize as sound. But if there is no eardrum, if there is no brain, if there is no consciousness, there was no sound. The problem wasn't even a problem until you start focusing on it. The problem wasn't even a problem until your awareness your consciousness, your attention as God's highest form of creation is what made it a problem. Your attention as the creator that God created you to be, as the mass source whose image and likeness you are created in. When you put your creative power on it, which is your attention, you created the problem. Yeah, Latoya. Welcome, Patty. How y'all doing? But does that make sense? The problem is there because of your consciousness. You giving it energy. You energize. It's feeding off you. Every problem is a parasite. It's feeding off of you. Stop feeding it. Stop feeding it. I tell my clients all the time, we don't work on problems. We starve problems. And the food that we use to get to the problem, we give it to the solution. Every problem has a solution. Every problem has a solution. Why are you working on debt? Why are you studying debt? You've mastered debt. You're really good at debt. You could teach master classes on debt. You got to stop focusing on debt and start focusing on additional streams of income. You got to stop focusing on debt and start focusing on money managing strategies. I'm not saying you just let your life fall to the wayside. I'm saying that you stop working on you in debt. Put the fucking bills in a drawer out of sight. Why you got them on the kitchen table? Why are you living in this identity of I'm in debt, Then when you get some money, you're so stressed out that you go buy some more shit to try to feel. Okay, the old version of me made some really stupid decisions, and I bought some things that I probably shouldn't have. But the new version of me is a good steward of my resources. This new version of me is finna double my income in the next 6 months. And the energy that you used to use on debt, you finna use that energy to double your income over the next 6 months. The energy that you used to use on debt, you finna use that energy to be a good steward of the resources that you do have. But you're not a child. You got stop. My son is now, he's getting to age, he's a preteen. So a lot of times when he do stuff, and I know I say, hey Ralph, I'm not finna spend an hour like right. What am I about to say, son? If I was, what would I say? What's going on? What's the problem? Okay, and what's gonna be our solution? Okay, you got the solution. Okay, I'm gonna give you a chance all on your own to install said solution. Now, if you show me that you're not mature enough to install said solution, I got another idea that you're not gonna like. But let's see, can you no lecture, keep your game, keep your phone. I'm not gonna whoop you. I'm gonna give you a chance to install said solution. Let's see how that goes. Mr. Shaw, what you did to Ralph? I gave him a chance to police himself, and you got it, son. Because I'm talking to somebody who 5, 6, 7 years from now, maybe 10, not gonna be at my house. Not gonna. I can't touch him. I can't take his phone. I need him to know how to. Okay, that's the problem. I'm not expecting him to be perfect. I'm expecting that when he make a mistake, he can say, "Damn, I went left when I should have went right." Next time that situation comes, I'm going left. And in order for him to learn, I got to give him room to do that. You got to learn how to do that in your business. A lot of times when we were younger, our parents accidentally taught us that if we don't stress out when we make a mistake, that mean we don't care. Imagine if your mom told you to take the meat out the freezer when you got home from school. You hear that garage door open. You hear that car pull into that driveway. You say, "Oh shit, I did not take that meat out." Then she walk in the house and she said, "You didn't take that meat out," and you said, "Oh man, I forgot. I'll go get it out now." Oh, and you don't even care, and that's the problem. That's what I'm talking about. I'm the only body that care. If you're not, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot it. I'll get it now. If you're not running, you're not moving fast enough. She goes, oh, you don't even care, and that's your problem. Turn that TV off. Turn that game off. And you carried that into entrepreneurship. You carried that into your marriage. Not only did you forget about the anniversary, you don't even upset. You're not even sad. It's like you don't even care. At some point, it's easier to leave. Does that make sense? You don't got to stress out just because you made a mistake. You got this frontal lobe. You got this mammalian brain. You are intelligent. See the error and go, okay, man, this is what I learned going for. But don't become one with the problem. And a lot of people become one with the problem. They get hypnotized by the problem. They identify with the problem. Stop identifying with the problem. Stop identifying with the problem. Now, I'm not saying act like the problem didn't happen. Acknowledge it. See what you could have did better, and at that point, it's time to detach and become one with the solution. You could be, do, and have anything you desire. Your only limit in life is your own imagination. If you could think it, you can do it. And if you can feel it, you'll do it on accident. But you got to understand that work in both directions. A lot of times we talk about like affirmations and faith and the law of attraction as if they only work in the direction of what you want. It works in both directions. Like a lot of times people think they have an anxiety problem when what they really got is a focus problem. News flash. Yeah, you feel anxious when you focus on stuff that makes you anxious. Why wouldn't you feel anxious if you focused on going out of business? Why wouldn't you feel anxious if you focused on your kids growing up and going to jail and the government creating a world where they can't sustain? We would have a bigger problem if you was focusing on that and you didn't feel anxious. Newsflash, the nervous system responds to what you pointed at. Like saying, Jay, I don't know why I'm anxious when all you do is when your TikTok timeline is full of stuff that make you anxious, the notifications on your phone is full of stuff that make you anxious. You love the news that's making you. Why wouldn't you be? That's like watching a funny movie and saying, Jay, I don't know why I laugh when I watch this funny movie. Jay, I don't know why I get scared when I watch this scary movie. I'm going, oh, me neither, shit. Okay. Start focusing on what you want. Start focusing on your desires and watch how you accidentally come up with some really good ideas. Watch how you accidentally fix your face. I remember when I was little, my mom used to say, "You better fix your face if I get your little ass something to cry about." That's life. You better uncross your arms, poke your lips in, fix your body posture, and start focusing on what you want before life really give you something to cry about. That's the law of attraction. When you look up the word manifest, have any of y'all ever looked up the word manifest? Like looked it up? Look up the word manifest And you will find that the definition of manifest is to make obvious to the eye of the mind. Synonyms for manifest are like obvious, apparent, clear. Look up the word manifest. It means to make obvious to the eye of the mind. If you're making it obvious to your mind that the gas costs too much and the eggs and the milk cost too much and can't nobody function in this economy and you can't blow up on TikTok because the algorithm is this and that's going on and the market is oversaturated and I'm a person of this age and this color in this country and I can't do this and I can't. If that's what you're making obvious to your mind, congratulations. That's what you manifested. If you don't like it, change it. But don't change the it out there, change the it in here. You got to make it obvious to your mind. I could be doing have anything I desire. I'm limitless. I'm made in the image of a limitless God. And that God gave me gifts. Not only did that God give me gifts, that same God said that my gift will make room for me. My gift will give me seats at tables that I don't even know exist. My gift gonna get me invited into rooms that I ain't never heard of. My gift's gonna get my names mentioned in rooms that I don't even know exist. Make that obvious to your mind. And as you make that obvious to your mind, you're going to accidentally change the way you walk in the rooms. How could you walk in a room with your shoulders down if you believe with every cell in your body that God sent you in that room? How could you get on TikTok and not deliver value if you believe God sent me here to do this? God sent me here to remind people all over the world they could be, do, and have anything that they desire and they have not. Because that's my purpose. If I believe that, my body language gonna fix itself. If I believe that, my words and my certainty and my tone gonna match that. If I believe that, the way I shake hands gonna reflect that. The way I maintain eye contact gonna reflect that. The way I stand on the stage gonna reflect that. The way I walk in a bank and apply for a loan is gonna reflect that. Mr. Shaw, I'm sorry it's denied. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I don't think you understand. I don't think you know what. Don't worry about it. It's another bank across the street. You gonna when I believe that I'm on purpose. And speaking of purpose, you got to understand that you had a purpose before you had a name because that's just the type of creator that God is. God wouldn't dare send you here without a purpose. God is a very linear creator. God is a very linear creator. The Bible doesn't say that in the beginning the earth was black, void, and without form, and God said, "Let there be Adam." No, God wouldn't dare do that. Why would he create? It would be damn near impossible for Adam to trust God if he created him in pure darkness. By the time God created Adam, he had a place for Adam to exist, he had a job for Adam to do, and he had a purpose for Adam to fulfill. He didn't create Adam and then create the garden. He created the garden and then created Adam. He didn't create Adam and then create Adam something to eat. He created Adam something to eat and then created Adam. Before Adam was even formed, God had him a garden to exist in, resources to survive, and a purpose to fulfill. That's how God creates. And God didn't change that pattern when it came to you. You had a purpose before you had a name. You had a purpose before you had a heart. You had a purpose before you had parents. You had a purpose before your dad looked at your mom and said, You had a purpose. So it was never up for discussion, rather than that you had purpose. But when you're living on accident, you'll miss that purpose. And this is the crazy thing. Other people who living on purpose gonna see your purpose that you can't even see in you, and they gonna hire you to come to their business and use your purpose at their business. Real entrepreneurs gonna say, "Man, you got a way with people. You ever work in sales? Oh, you a waiter at a restaurant? Hey, knock that off, man. Come to my insurance company. Yeah, I'm gonna get you your broker. Yeah. Other people who living on purpose gonna see your purpose and use your purpose in their business to pick up the momentum in their purpose. Hey, man, you real good with organization. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, bro, let me get your number, man. I want you to come. Other people gonna see you. The people who living on purpose gonna see your purpose, and they gonna activate your purpose in their business. You better start living on purpose, cause your gift is your gift. You had the purpose is in you. Every acorn is an oak tree. Inside of every acorn is an oak tree. So your purpose is there. Even before I was getting paid to do this, every job that I did, I was doing this. One of my first jobs was at Geek Squad. I would be at the computer counter. Lady computer been done for an hour and a half, but she's sitting there because she been off track since her husband died 2 years ago. And I'm just speaking life into the lady. Her computer done. And she at Best Buy just buying stuff and building rapport. And best by making money off of my purpose. When I went to the military, sometimes I'd be the lowest ranking person in the room, but this is my purpose. I'm a motivator. I'm an inspirer. If that's a word, I'm that. But I'm the type of person that I see oak trees where other people see acorns. I could pull up at a red light and see a homeless man, and I see somebody who could be a millionaire in the next 6 months. If they just think different. That's my God given superpower. But when I was in the military, I wasn't getting paid to exercise that power, but I would be the lowest one going and ranking one in the room. I was like, oh man, the morale is low. I need to tell a joke. I gotta get something going on. So and so, so and so. I'm the one getting in the sergeant's ear and saying, hey man, he ain't gonna say nothing, but him and his wife really going through some problems. So if you're gonna cut anybody out early today, I suggest you let him go home so he can spend some time with his wife. He got a deployment coming up anyway. And for some reason, this person who outranks me saying, you know what, you're right. Hey, Sam, go home. That that's that's my purpose. And when you're operating in your purpose, you can do things that you can't do from outside of your purpose. When I'm operating in my purpose, I could say things that if I said to you in any other area, they would be really disrespectful, and you would probably slap me in my face. When I'm operating in my purpose, I could look you there in your eye and say, you bullshit. Your words saying you want this, this, and this, but your actions saying you want this, this, and this. And you're not finna sit on my schedule and keep wasting my time. So we're going to be on a different beat next week, or don't even worry about the rest of your appointments. I'll send you your money back. Jay, I needed to hear that. Thank you, doc. When I'm operating in my purpose, professional athletes sitting in the chair, they 6'8", I'm 5'9". But I can say things to these people because I'm in my purpose. When I'm in my purpose, my anointing is flowing. I can say things that if in any other situation, this man probably would have balled me up and threw me out my own window. But when you're in your purpose, things tend to line up. Do you just tell yourself the story you want, even if the opposite is showing true in your life? So, Nick, it's a reason why you close your eyes when you pray. There's a reason why you close your eyes when you meditate. There's a reason that if you come to me to get hypnotized, I'm going to say, okay, Nick, take a deep breath in. Deep, way deeper than that. That's right. And as you exhale, close your eyes. Because when you pray, when you rewrite reality, you got to go to that black, void, formless place. There is no problem in the black, void, formless place. There is no negative bank balance. There is no low credit score. There is no disease. When you look at the Bible, it opens up with God in this black, void, formless place, and he's using his words to create. And he doesn't go to the next thing until that first thing is perfect. So if you looking at the problem, you already wrong. Close your eyes. Be absent from the body and present with the Father. Close your eyes. What problem? What problem? And it's not a delusion. You go into this place of nothingness. Because guess what else you left behind? Your name, your identity, your political party, all of it. You, no time, no space, nothing. And from that black void, formless place, you start to use your words to alter your reality, and you don't open your eyes until you notice that it's good. That makes sense? And you do that as many times as you have to. And then there was light. You do that as many times as you have to. But I'm telling you, you have to do it a lot less when you get certain people out your ear. You have to do it a lot less when you get certain things off your timeline. You have to do it a lot less when you take certain apps off your phone and certain things off your TV. Like all throughout the scripture. When Jesus healed the blind man, he told, hey, don't go back to the city, go that way. Because Jesus knew that if he went back over there, those people's going to talk him right out this. You telling me he's spitting your eye. Now you can, man, get out of here. Y'all believe anything. So Jesus said, hey, do me a favor, go that way. If you want to keep your vision, go that way. If you want to keep your vision, without a vision, the people perish. If you want to keep your vision, go that way. I'm an undergraduate from HMI, but I used to be in the military. I've studied hypnosis all over the world. Mike Mandel in Canada, Igor Tchaikovsky, Anthony, Freddie Jack. I studied hypnosis everywhere. But does that make sense? And as I really learned hypnosis and learned what hypnosis was, what I learned is that Jesus was a masterful hypnotist. He knew when to use metaphor. He knew when to use parables. He knew when to use direct suggestion. He knew when he was dealing with a kinesthetic person who needed to touch him. He knew that when he was dealing with an auditory person that needed to hear him. He knew that he was dealing with a visual person that didn't even need to be healed. They just need to see him heal other people, and that would activate their ability to do the same for themselves. Jesus was a masterful hypnotist. But people don't know what hypnosis is. They know what they see on TV, but they don't know what hypnosis is. They don't know what hypnosis is. Hypnosis is you'll be. I'm not gonna say this is what hypnosis is, but I will say this: you will be a really good hypnotist if you learn how to declare things in so much certainty that it can bypass other people's lack of faith and enter their nervous system. You will be a really good hypnotist when you develop your ability to say things with so much certainty, with so much conviction that it cut past they doubt and they faith not be your faith so strong that they can latch onto yours. That's what Jesus did to people. He was a bridge. He was a reminder of who they already were. He saw them as God saw them, and he saw it so strongly that he wouldn't negotiate with terrorists, and the terrorists would be feared. The terrorists would be. He saw it so vividly that he said, nah. And that's the work. As a hypnotist, you got to be able to look at a person who just finished smoking a cigarette, who just stood in your parking lot and smoked a cigarette, and you got to look at them and say, okay, so now that you're a non-smoker, now that you're done spending money on sucking cancer out of a fucking straw, what you gonna do with all that extra money? What you say? You say you smoke 2 packs a day, right? That's $20 a fucking day, $140 a week, over $400 a month. $4,800. What you finna do with this $4,800 a year now that you done sucking cancer out of a straw? You can send your kids to private school with that money. You can go on a vacation. What you finna do with that money? So you say you used to go outside and smoke 40 cigarettes a day, 10 minutes of cigarettes. So you was spending over 400. Damn, man, I'm surprised you ain't got fired yet. What you finna do with all this extra time? And you saying it with so much certainty that they like, damn, maybe I am done smoking. Yeah, don't go back. Stay here. Stay here with me. But you spend an hour hanging out in that certainty. You spend an hour hanging out in that knowing. What you think finna happen? Does that make sense? Strongest reality wins. Build a reality that's gonna serve you. For sure, for sure. Oh, I got an appointment in 10 minutes. I'm glad that reminder popped up because I was gonna miss it. Let me get this logged in. So we got a few new people in here. New people. I'm Coach Jay. I'm a high performance hypnotist. I coach bosses. I work with athletes, entrepreneurs, executives, founders, day traders, real estate agents, poker players, golfers, MMA fighters, you name it. But I teach them how to think. Excuse me. Most people only problem is that they don't know how to think. They know how to regurgitate information. They know how to recall. They know how to react, but they don't know how to think. They don't know how to set goals. Most people don't even have goals. Now, to the people who do have goals, it's a goal that only appeals to the conscious mind and it neglects the subconscious mind. You got to understand that 98% of how you move, of what you do, is decided by the subconscious. The conscious mind runs off logic, reason, analysis, willpower, and decision making. And that's where most people's self-development strategies exist, in their logic, their reason, their analysis, their willpower, and their decision making. The subconscious runs off of feeling and emotion. Subconscious mind don't care about logic and reason. Subconscious mind is not moved by $1,000,000. Subconscious mind is not moved by a bigger house. The subconscious mind is not moved by a nicer vehicle, more money, more health. Subconscious mind doesn't care about that. The subconscious mind is moved by feeling and emotion. So while the conscious mind is saying, I want more money, the subconscious mind is saying, I want to feel secure. I want to feel safe. I want to feel like I have choice in the matter. I want to feel independent. And what people do is they set the goal as, I want $5,000,000, but they never take the time to say, okay, subconscious mind, what do you want? And the subconscious mind is the wife in the matter. The subconscious mind is what we call the feminine mind. And the feminine mind doesn't want to go. The husband isn't going neither. And even if he does go, she going to guilt trip him so bad when he get back, he'll never go again. She gonna guilt trip him so bad when he get back. She gonna talk his ear off and not let him go to sleep. So he just gonna stay. Nah, man, my wife didn't like it last time I went. I'm gonna just pass. Like, you gotta understand the feminine. Thanks, XL. Thanks, KL. You got to understand the feminine runs off of feeling and emotion. I don't care if you a man, woman, I don't care what pronouns you use. Your conscious mind is masculine. Your subconscious mind is feminine in nature. What's going on, Destiny? So I'm going to give you a little bit about, you explain the theory of mind. Yeah, theory of mind, you got to, so I changed theory of mind based on who I'm talking to, but you got to wrap it around who you talking to. Like a lot of hypnotists, a lot of people who do change work, they got their processes, but those processes got to be malleable because people are malleable, but that new identity that we build in, it's sensitive at first, so you got to wrap your tools around that, not try to make them wrap what they building around how you do things. But I want to tell y'all this before I get out of here, just to give you a little bit of just a metaphor that's gonna help you more when it comes to setting goals. I told you that your subconscious mind is feminine, so I just want to paint to you how the feminine works. My wife doesn't like the food at her favorite restaurant. Think about that. My wife doesn't like the food at her favorite restaurant. One day we headed to her favorite restaurant, and this woman looked me dead in my eyes and said, "Baby, can we stop and get something to eat first?" Conscious mind, masculine mind, I said, "Baby, why the hell would we go get something to eat and we headed to your favorite restaurant? You that hungry? Like you can't. It's 10 minutes from the house." She go, "No, baby, I don't really like the food there." I said, "Baby, why are we going if you don't like the food there?" "Oh, babe, I like the vibe. I just like the way I feel when I'm there. It's grown, it's sexy, the lights, the drinks. I like it there. But the food, nah." That's the subconscious. Subconscious mind don't care about the food. It cares about the vibe. It don't care how much it costs. It don't care about the logistics of the situation. How does it make me feel? If your subconscious mind don't feel safe with millions, guess what? It's not going. We went to a little hood wing spot, got some wings, ate there. We got those to go. Ate those in the car on the way to her favorite restaurant. So we gonna go get the food from the place she don't like the vibe at and go take that to the place where she like the vibe at. That's the subconscious mind. That's the feminine mind. Jay, I want to stand on stages and command crowd. Your subconscious mind don't feel safe there. You're not going. So your job is not to go manifest the opportunities to get on the stage. Your job is to get your subconscious mind to see that the stage is safe. Your job is to get your subconscious mind to like the feeling of the state. Now, when the subconscious mind wants to go somewhere, what you got to understand is the subconscious mind is going. Subconscious mind gonna be noticing things that you didn't notice before. Hey, you got so and so number. Ain't so and so her brother-in-law? Hey, ask her. You're like, dang, why didn't I think of that months ago? Because you was calibrated to what you didn't want, and the subconscious mind was making sure you didn't see it because it didn't want to go. Didn't want to go. Didn't want to go. And King Slide, if you like that and it's serving you, keep being that. If you don't like it, I tell my clients all the time, leave your sign at home. I do not care. Do not come in my office talking about I'm a counselor, I'm a crybaby. What you are is a creator. And if you done being a crybaby, take a deep breath in and close your eyes. Now, if being a crybaby is serving you and you like that work for you, keep telling that story. But if the story not selling you, not getting you where you want to go, put it down and never pick it up again. Do you do one-on-ones? I'm gonna check your page. Yeah, go to the link in my bio and you'll see an application that say apply to work with me. I'll fill that out and I'll reach out to you either by the end of the day or early tomorrow morning. For sure, for sure. All right, y'all. I'm gonna have somebody coming in my Zoom room any second now. So any questions, comments, concerns, anybody that does want to work with me, click the link in the bio, fill out that application. We got some room on the schedule. Anybody who really enjoy what they hear here, but you might not be in a place where you can invest. We got a YouTube channel with over 700 videos on it. Good stuff. I do not hold back when I make those videos. Every time I make content, I give it all I got. Most sense to me than anyone ever said in this box. For sure, Breeze. Glad it could be of value. Can I reach out to you for advice with becoming a hypnotherapist? Yeah, MLK. I'm gonna say hypnotize me. Inbox me. You ever thought about studying philosophy? I study a little bit of philosophy. I'm new here, and I greatly appreciate you being here, Latoya, for sure. The YouTube is I Coach Bosses, all one word. I Coach Bosses. When y'all go over there, make sure you hit that subscribe button and get in those comments and take you some notes in those comments. Make it stick for sure. MV for sure. All right, y'all. I gotta jump off. I gotta go over here and I don't work. I play, but I gotta go stop playing with y'all and go over here and play. And I hope y'all manifest a situation where you get paid to play too. It's a fun thing. But love y'all. I might come on later today, but I gotta take care of my people right now, or my other people, cause y'all my people too.